Cowherd. It's time for the Dolphins to move on from Tyreek Hill. FS1's Colin Cowherd has officially sounded the alarm in Miami, declaring it's time for the Dolphins to part ways with their $90 million, 95-touchdown superstar, Tyreek Hill. The call comes amid a growing narrative of a toxic culture brewing within the Dolphins organization, a situation CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin recently described as a feud waiting to happen. The flashpoint for this latest drama stems from comments Hill made after last season, suggesting he wouldn't be a Dolphin for much longer. While he has since tried to walk those comments back, the damage appears to be done, and the tension is now palpable. The situation escalated when quarterback Tua Tagovailoa stepped to the podium on the first day of training camp and gave a startlingly honest admission about the state of the locker room. "It's not just with me. It's with a lot of the guys. I'm not the only one that's heard it. You guys aren't the only ones that have heard it," Tagovailoa said. "When you say something like that, you don't just say, 'Hey, my bad.' You got to work that relationship. You got to build everything all over again." This public acknowledgement of a fractured relationship was all Colin Cowherd needed to hear. On his show, The Herd, he argued that the situation has become untenable and that Miami needs to make a drastic move. "There's a certain manipulation going on here, and for my money, I would get out of Tyreek Hill. Somebody will bite. He's a very, very good player. But you eventually get to a point where you question how much it's worth," Cowherd stated. "When Tua has to go to the podium and dance around the uncomfortable truth, I think it's time to move on in Miami." Cowherd's perspective is difficult to ignore. When your franchise quarterback is forced to publicly address locker room tension caused by your star receiver, the problem is no longer just speculation. It's a legitimate crisis. Keeping Hill on the roster risks allowing this negativity to fester and potentially derail the entire season. The argument for a trade is compelling. Hill still holds immense trade value, and moving him will provide the Dolphins with significant salary cap relief and the draft capital needed to address other roster holes. Is Colin Cowherd right? Is it time for Miami to rip off the Band-Aid and trade their most dynamic offensive weapon to fix a broken culture? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. The uncomfortable truth Tua had to dance around is now front and center. The question is no longer if the Dolphins have a problem with their superstar receiver, but whether they're willing to make the most painful move to solve it. Miami Dolphins training camp day 4. Devon Achane continues to stand out. Miami Gardens. It's day 4 of Miami Dolphins training camp. Here's what was noteworthy. Notable plays. Tua Tagovailoa opened 11 on 11 drills with a nice connection to Jalen Waddle over the middle. Devon Achane then cut outside to gain running room on the edge. LB Tyrell Dodson got deep penetration and likely blew up a run play. LB Willie Gay Jr. broke up a pass from Zach Wilson, missing what would have been a pick 6 by inches. The interior offensive line did a good job opening up a lane for Achane up the middle. Tagovailoa took advantage of what appeared to be a blown assignment to hit Nick Westbrook-Ikine. Tagovailoa's pass intended for Malik Washington was intercepted by CB Storm Duck. The Dolphins ran more than a dozen snaps before being hit with a pre-snap penalty for illegal procedure. In a sight the Dolphins hope repeats all autumn, Tagovailoa hit Tyreek Hill, who had gotten behind the defense. Rookie quarterback Quinn Ewers, with one of his best passes of the day, hit W.R. Theo Wees Jr. despite tight coverage. Running back Ollie Gordon fumbled, resulting in a scrum. Fellow running back John Saunders Jr. got into a brief argument in the process. LB Grayson Murphy drew a holding call while Tagovailoa was looking for a receiver. Wilson dropped a rainbow into the arms of D. Eskridge. Waddle caught a ball from Tagovailoa and then blew past Kader Kohou. Achane continued to show quickness and was effective as both a runner and a receiver. Shocking. DB Elijah Campbell broke up a pass from Wilson. Ewers improved as the practice went on, including a connection with Eskridge. Odds and ends. Orange jersey newsflash. Defensive back Kader Kohou had the honors this time.